Hey there viewers, welcome back to another episode of VGAPR Garage. Today we're going to be dealing with the ripped leather in the 2005 Jeep Grand Cherokee. And this is a common issue, so hopefully it helps a lot of you. So first things first, underneath the front of the driver's seat, this will be almost the same for the passenger seat as well. We've got some connectors we want to undo. We've got a big one right here that we want to unplug. And then we have our airbag one right here, which has a tab that you want to pull the red tab out and then squeeze the bracket. I'm pretty sure it's a squeeze. Or it's a Chrysler one and you have to do something else to it. Because it may be a push down kind of ordeal. Or pull up on it. Let me get a pick real quick. Alright, so here's the airbag one. You pull the red clip back and then you push this little tab. Let's not white it out, guys, or camera. You push this little yellow tab right here, and that'll help it come out. Now, what's going to be too hard to show you is we've got bolts here, and a bolt up there, and all the bolts on the seats are, what do we got here? 15 millimeter front and back. So we've got these ones here. Let's go around to the back, and I'll show you those. And then we've got, oops, come on, two right back there, and they're going to be the same. So let's go ahead and I'm going to pull this, unbolt the seats, and then we'll go from there. So these are all the bolts. They're all 15s. I'm just going to go ahead and set them in there for now. And then I have the seat in this position to make it easier. Now I'm going to take it out the way they do, the way they put it in at the factory. We're going to have the seat go forward slightly and then put the head of the seat facing the passenger side. That will allow the seat to come right out. Before you can actually pull the seat out all the way, we have to remove the seat belt. Here we go. And that is an E-Torx. You don't have to have an E-Torx to remove it. Let's see if we can get you some good light in there that isn't being blocked. You don't have to have an E-Torx. If I'm not mistaken, I think a 10 mil will work to undo it. But I have an E-Torx set, so I'm going to use it. And of course, I don't have my impact gun. Alright. Put the seatbelt in the back. The bolt is stuck in it. So now we can remove the seat. Alright, let's go ahead and show you these connections. So this one right here is one I forgot about. This one is on, it's located, like if you're looking underneath the seat, it's located right on the track on a motor. Right by the door. It's a simple, let me see if I can push it back in. Let's not. So there's a red tab, pull it back, and then you can easily, let's see if we can get in there, easily push it. Again, with the airbag one, red tab, then you push back here, and then we've got this one, which is just a simple push, and that's it. So I've cleaned out under here, looks okay. I think I'm going to spray some cavity wax down in here to make sure this rail stays, rust free as it can. Clean up all this stuff here. But let's get to the seat, that's what we're here for. So now we're going to go ahead and remove the headrest. The headrest itself will come up so many clicks, and then you're done. You're like, how am I going to get this out? There's actually a little tab that you push in here, and that releases the whole thing. This part I'm not replacing, it's perfectly fine. So now we're on to the driver's side face of this, and this panel pops out. Got a broken tab on it, of course it does. And we're going to maybe undo the connection. Yep, it's 2 little tabs on the side, and that's free. Now, we've got some screws that we've got to undo. Just some regular Phillips. Alright, we've got one up in here, which is barely in. Almost feels stripped. Got nothing there. And then we've got one back in here, that's a big one. And by big, I mean the head of it's pretty large. And I think that might be it. Yeah, it just tucked in there because I have the seat the way that I do because I moved the seat forward. Then we're gonna have some wiring that we're gonna have to get a, don't fall seat. Right up there, we've got to get a, what do you call it? A non-marring pry tool. Because the wiring goes on the inside in here. And we're just gonna pop that bad boy off. There we go. We've got it up here. And then we've got one right here where there's a connection. We're gonna go ahead and undo that connection, just a Christmas tree style. We got some tape. But there, we got that side clear. We're also gonna clean that up real well. Now, oh, that broke. Pop that out. All right. Now what we wanna do is go ahead and flip this bad boy over. And if we look, we've got this screw right here. Let's go ahead and take care of that now. There we go. Bring this over here. Make sure that you guys can still see. Which you can. Why am I upside down on the... There we go. So now, we don't want to forget that screw, but then we've got this one here, this one there. So this should, this whole top piece, let's get this screw out. This whole top piece should slide out. We've got, they rivet it right there. Well, I guess while we're right here too, we need to undo the lumbar support. We got that out. Screw's still in it, we'll leave that there. Let's go ahead and get a drill. Which size? Let's say this one. Oops. Alright, so we're just gonna drill that rivet out. There we go, easy peasy chicken wheezy. So now that is free. Now this whole thing comes out like so. There we go. Look, I found a leaf or a seed. Alright, so now we've got this closeout panel. Yep, we've got a screw down in here. There we go, and then a screw here. And that's it. And it clips over the back of the driver's seat, the back of the seat. It clips in here. So we've got those two done. Keep that together. So now we need to remove this, which is the airbag. It yanks, and when you're in an accident, it'll yank the seat, it'll pull this back in case of an accident, so that your seatbelt will get tight and you'll be nice and secure in your seat. And I've got a 24mm for that. Another thing we need to do though is we need to remove, there we go. You pull this back and it should allow, yep, allows that to come free. There's also another one right here that you want to push on that tab in there. Alright, so there. Now the whole thing is free. Oh, hair. Yeah. Alright. So now this is ready to remove. There we go. You are going to want to Loctite this back in. But there we go. So now we need to separate the top of the seat from the bottom of the seat. The bottom of the seat, the whole cushion, is going to have to be removed. So it's just easier just to go ahead and remove it. We've got, what do I think that they've got? We got Chrysler 13s. Yep, some Chrysler 13s. One there. And one there. Put those aside. Let's go ahead and flip this seat again. We've got these here and here. So now also what we want to do is we want to disconnect this because this connects to the back of the seat. There we go. I have no idea what that is. Watch it be the heated element. It's weird. Alright, so now the seats are disconnected. Now be mindful, I don't know if you can see, you guys can't, but there's a wiring harness. I want you guys to come down a little bit more. I can step on this, it doesn't matter. There we go. This wiring harness feeds through here. So just try to remember that. But I think the first thing we're going to do is we're going to work on the top over the bottom. Alright. So we got to remove the seat, so the back of the seat. This little panel here is nothing. What we've got in here is where the seat connects to itself, is down in this crack. We want to remove that. And you should be able to just push the two sections together. And it should start to split. In theory. Or you go grab, there we go, it's split. So there we go, we have the seat separated. We've got these little, we've got this one here, and now we've got this thing here. We want to remember which way those things go. So this is partially Velcroed in, and then we also have hog rings as well. I want to make sure that as we pull it down, we're not pulling the foam with it. There we go. And then we just want to start unraveling it off the seat. And eventually, we will get to those hog rings to cut. So now we have made it to the hog rings. So right in here, there's a wire that goes through, and then there's hog rings that go around it that connect inside the seat. So what I'm going to do is just cut them. And there's 3 of them. This one wasn't connected, it seems like. But I still want to get it out of the seat because I'm going to be putting new ones in. Not that I've ever done it before, so we'll see how well that goes. So that should free that metal bar up enough. Come on. I did not cut that hog ring far enough back. So we'll do it again. There we go. So let's see what we got. Come on out. I know it's scary. There we go. Got it. So now we can continue pushing it down over the seat. I still don't know what this connection is. It must have something, there must be a motor inside here. Yeah, there's a motor right there. Alright, I got all excited thinking it was for the heated seats. Alright, so now we're just going to keep pulling it up. We've got some more Velcro. There we go. Keep pulling it up. And there we go. The only thing I can tell you about where the seat goes through is you're just going to have to stretch that leather over those headrests, holes for the headrests. I couldn't find a way to get them out, so I just stretched it over. I'm sure there is a way, and come on. It's funny because the ones I took it out of came out with no problem. I don't think that, let me go in here and push this tab. Yeah, I was thinking if I push the tab it might pull up through, but no. Twisting them doesn't really work, so I honestly could just cut these. Which I think I might do, because there's just, these ones are no good. Go. Obviously for the ones that I have to put in, I will not be cutting them. Get in through there and see what's going on. Alright, so there is the seat. We can see when that cushion was made. Looks like it was made 10/19 of 04 at 5:38 in the morning. Isn't that interesting? Well, you guys can't see, it's upside down, but to me it's right side up. Alright, so I guess it's time we go get the new one. This is garbage. Alright, the other thing I want to make sure of is these hog rings we want to get out because we don't want them poking at our backs. There we go. One more. That's section one. Alright. So now, here's our new seat. new back. It's dirty from the junkyard, not that big of a deal. What we want to do now is pull it inside out. And grab the inside. There we go. We are inside out. All right. So we're gonna start at the top, obviously. We've got our seat. I'm gonna bring it this way because I gotta do the hog rings. And you wanna remember that we have the wire that the hog ring goes on, we still need to have it facing the correct way, so be mindful of that. So we're gonna take the seat. And we are simply gonna start finding those holes to right here. And I think, yep, I can get them in with this one. Let's see. There we go for the one. Come over here, we have our other one. Trying to show you guys. I'm just wrapping it around it. And working it around. And there we go. That's gonna make it a lot easier to work this seat down with that the way it's supposed to be. All right. So we're gonna pull that down over. All right, so that looks kind of good up there. All right, so now what we've got, you guys can see it, we are ready to put the hog rings in. And I've never done it before, so this will be fun. So, these are the hog ring pliers I purchased from Eastwood. Chick Tools, part number TI-4405. Took forever to come because, you know, something happened. And then hog ring pliers, or the hog rings right there. So, I'm not too sure how well I can show you this. I'm gonna do my best, but I've never done it before. So, you know that you put the hog ring in the pliers, and then you just squeeze. That's, oh, okay, so that might not be that bad. All right, so let's go ahead and get it set up. I think we're gonna start with the middle one first. So, hopefully you guys can see. You want to make sure that that wire is out. All right. And we want to get it to go around both. Open that back up. Oh my God, I did it. Okay, so that's easy. That's very easy. All right. So let's grab the other one. We're gonna set the hog rings up inside the pliers. We're gonna go on this side. We're gonna go down in there. Right down in there. Squeeze those pliers together. And I don't think, no, we're not that lucky with this one, so we're gonna have to cut these off. Make sure to take both sides of the hog ring out. We don't want to get poked. Alright. That's why I ordered a bag of 100, and I think I ordered 3 bags, so they were on sale. Let's try this again. Put them in the hog ring pliers. Make sure that we get really in there. Try to wrap it around. And I think we might have gotten it. Open it back up. And we did. They do sell a set of straight ones, but I gotta be honest, I like these curved ones a little bit better. I think I do. I don't know what it would be like to have the straight ones. I just think these ones, you know, me being all gay and all, the curved ones are better. Alright, so now we're gonna wanna go down, try to get in there real close. I'm not too sure about this one. Oh, we got it. Perfect. That was easy. Now I just need to get an upholstery sewing machine for the Sebring. Alright, so now let's go ahead and bring this back down, like so. And we're just gonna start bringing the rest of it over. Now, the other thing we gotta do is we gotta try to get that Velcro attached in there. There. We've got that for the what do you call it? I'm forgetting the name of it. For the lumbar support. Alright. This seat's gonna need to be cleaned up real good. Want to make sure that we're going inside the metal frame. These pieces here, remember, they go all the way around and into the other side. We want this to go inside. I think there might be, so I thought there might have been something for them to hook onto, but I guess not. Want these to go in. Alright. That's good. What I do want to make sure though is that Velcro is attaching there. And it is. Pull this a little bit more. I think it's going to take me also sitting in it a little bit, because I mean, I don't know how they do it at the factory with getting that Velcro to come attached. So now we've got our top piece, or essentially this would be the bottom piece. We need to connect the front of the seat into that. And again, just like you did when you took it off, you're just gonna wanna, honestly, let's make this easier. Let's do this. Let's take this little vanity thing. Let's remove that. There we go. There we go. So now what we're gonna do, now you can see how we need to bring these together. Also, we can see that the Velcro right there just isn't really getting in there. There we go. Alright, I don't know how much stopped, I know that it did, but we took out the closeout panel, we took this off, and we're just trying to get these two back together. It's got to go under it. It's going to be a tight fit. Alright, there, it's clicked in. So there we go, we've got it. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to put the I'm gonna go ahead and stop the recording, charge my battery up a little bit. The other thing I wanna do is I'm gonna clean this back up right now, and then we're gonna go ahead and move onto the front, or onto the bottom, which is gonna be a little bit more extensive, guys. All right, so now we're onto the bottom. I have the seat flipped upside down. This one has a little bit of a different setup than what I experienced at the junkyard. So you're, depending on, you know, which seat you take it out of, what year you have it, it may be slightly different for this. What I have on this one is like just 2 bolts that hold it in, and it kind of swings onto that. So, I mean, that's what I'm gonna do. We've got a bunch of push tabs that we need to get off the bottom. I just realized, are you guys? Yeah, let's turn the camera towards me so I can see. All right, let's get back at it. I got one here. I got one here. Come on out. I think we have them all unless there's, it doesn't seem like there's gonna be one underneath there. Oh, we just got this one now. Christmas tree. All right, so now I'm gonna remove that. Doubt it's a 1/4, I doubt. We got probably a 7 or something. Let's go ahead and grab my other kit. Let's pop these 7 millis off. We got 1. We got 2. Interesting setup in the deal here. Ooh, that probably sucked if that tab broke off. There are little tabs that you can push out of the way. That would probably be the smarter thing to do. There we go. We'll just leave it on there, I guess. Alright, so in theory, yep, there we go. Now it is free. Let's take this and that one with that. I don't know. We'll figure it out, right? And then we've got these, but I don't think those have any kind of connection to it. So what I do know is that the bottom sucks to get off. Let's move a little bit further forward. There we go. All the way around, there are tabs that we've got to peel back. There we go. There we go. And there we go. So there's one side. That's Yippee-yi-yo-ki-yay. Swing it around to this side. There we go. Now I got the front. If I'm not mistaken, which I'm not, I remember I had to use a flathead on the front and the rear because they actually like hook into something. I think I might go grab that flathead. So on the metal parts of the seat on the front and the back, there's hooks that hold it in, and I'll show you. But you just want to get in behind the plastic, because there's a plastic that's sewn in, and you just want to work it back, and there we go, we got it out. And they're going to keep going down, and there we go, we got it out. It should be easy to, or we just go to the other side. Be mindful, you want to be behind the plastic, not the fabric, because you'll rip right through. Not like it matters, but when you're at the junkyard, you don't want to rip the good leather up or whatever you decide to get. There we go. I think that we've got. Now, as you can see in there, hopefully you can you? But there's little like hooks down in there that hold this into place. So now we're gonna go to the back side, and the back side is just like the front. Want to get in there. You can feel where the plastic piece is. It's a little bit further in there, but you want to get in there and just pop that out. And then just break it free. There we go. We got it. Going down it. There we go. Come on, bad boy. Kind of just pushing it down, trying to get off those hooks. But that doesn't really work. It's gonna be the twisting motion gets it off that hook. Come on. There we go, we got one more. All right, so now we can start peeling the seat back. It should be loads of fun. So if I'm not mistaken, there's gonna be hog rings down in the center and along the side. That's what I remember when I took the ones out of the junkyard. Yep, and I'm correct. And we're gonna do the same thing like we did with the back of the seat. Man, that cushion kind of sucks. Hopefully it'll be okay. We're just gonna, it's not that bad. Losing a bit of a chunk right there. We're just gonna take the dikes I have and just cut each one of those out. Looks like one already ripped out. So I'm gonna go ahead and do that. So you're gonna wanna do both sides because that's what you're gonna have access to first before you can get to the middle. So if you cut straight up, they should be good because the hog rings, when they close down, so the pinch is at the bottom. So when you're cutting them on top, you're cutting them in half. Yep, and that should be enough to break them free. There we go. So there's the seat bottom. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take all the old hog rings out and I'm gonna vacuum this up because it's dirty. I really don't want to put in a dirty seat. So I'll see you guys in a second. All right, we got the seat and we've got the new leather. So we're gonna do the exact same thing that we did before, but we're gonna go ahead and do this middle section first. And I think what would make this easiest is if we, again, take the seat and just put it inside out. That way, the seat isn't so much in our way. The sides of the seat won't be in our way. All right. So now, like I said, we gotta do the middle first. In the middle, it's kind of hard to see in there, but we'll get it done, right? We can do it. Go ahead and put the hog ring in the pliers. We're gonna start with the middle one first. And one first. This is gonna be hard. I'm not too sure how to. I mean, I'm sure at the factory what they did, and I wonder if I should do it too. What they probably did was these tracks come right out. So I think that'll make this a lot easier for us if we pull these out. Yeah, I'm pulling the other one out. There we go. So now this thing is a lot more pliable, which is what we need. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna set it on my lap. I'm gonna fold the whole thing back. Hold this whole top piece back as far as I can. And this one's hard. We gotta get that bars moving around a bit. And make sure that it's out towards there. We're down in there. Get it through there. I think we might have it. Let's close it around. And we do. Alright. Let's grab the next one. Not too bad once you pull those out. Hopefully this video isn't too long and boring. Some seats don't even have, depending on how the pattern of the seat, they may not even have hog rings. They might just be Velcro, or they may not be anything. They might just go around and hook into the bottom, and that's all that they need. I'm gonna go down in there. I can wrap it around the top and the bottom. I can see both wires in the seat and in the cushion. We got it. Let's grab another one. This, wrap it around. Got that one, I can see it. We gotta go down around the seat. There, I can see it. Ready to go. These are made in Mexico. 9/13 of 2004. WK, I'm gonna guess it's a model. Front cushion, that's interesting. It says, what is that? Level 4, I don't know what that means. Huh. Alright, so now it's time to do the sides. Oops, sorry I moved you guys there, didn't mean to. Now we're gonna go ahead and take the wire. I'm gonna try to bend this back a little straighter. And we're gonna hook it through. Go. And this one shouldn't be that bad to do. We'll get it done. Alright, there we go. We got all the hog rings in. So now, we're just going to take the leather, we're going to wrap it around the cushion. Show you guys how I'm doing it. There we go. Here we are. There we go. There we go. That looks good. That looks real nice. So it hooks, this is how you do it. This right here, the channel goes on the metal, and then what's inside hooks in. So you flip it around, and then you push it down onto it. There you go. Not that bad. I feel a little dumb there, but figure it out. It's gonna be like, there's no way, because these cushions were produced at the same time. So, all right, we'll get it on there, on the metal. Let's do this one. On this one, I'm gonna get it on the metal. 21. We got those clicks. Want to go around to the back side, flip it over. We want to hear those clicks. There we go. On the front, want to go. Ooh, nice charger went by. Want to go on there. We want to hear. We got one click. Oh, here comes the rain again. All right, a lot easier putting it on than taking it off, but there we go. That's it. That's it. Easy peasy chicken wheezy, right guys? Now we gotta put that whole thing back together, which hopefully will be easy peasy chicken wheezy. I like to think so. Let's get all this metal stuff out of the way. All right. We got our seat. We've got our frame. So these things don't get bunched up or caught on anything weird. Sticking that one in there. It did. Alright. So I'll make sure everything goes back the way it did. This gets turned around. That little peg has to go inside that hole. There we go. This goes there. Onto that. Let's screw this bad boy back in. There we go. And I got this bad boy. Goes in there. I got a bolt. Go. Got everything back in. Now, let's go ahead and put all our Christmas trees and stuff back where they go, where we think that they go. Feels like it went there. Feels like it went there. Got these two. I'm looking for where I might have pulled. There. No, probably. Right there. So, I believe we are ready to assemble the seat. Alright, so now it's time to reassemble the seat. We've got the seat back, ready to go on. And if you remember correctly, this bracket, or this wiring harness, goes through here. So now we're going to want to take the seat, line it up, make sure that when you're putting the seat together, you're also putting it inside this bracket on the top and the bottom. We've got one bolt. There's one that started, and we're gonna get the other one. Get that started. Not aligned in there. We don't want to cross thread these. There we go. 13 milli. Tighten these up. There we go. Let's go ahead and flip this seat over to the other side so we can get those bolts. Go. One bolt and two bolt. And I need to face this towards me so I can see. There we go. The bolts lined up in there. This one wants to line up. Let's push this in a little bit. All right. There we go. This electrical tape, it looks gross. I'm getting rid of it. Looks gross. And there is some on there, so I don't know why there's so much, but this can be reconnected. Yay! So let's go ahead and attach the airbag, or not the airbag, but I forgot what they're called, but the restraint thing onto this side, but I gotta get some Loctite. Put it on those threads. Now this sits on. The weird thing is there's nothing that, oh, so this little bracket here fits inside this hole. So that's what will stop it from moving when you're tightening the bolt down. So let's go ahead and get that. There we go. I'm going to take this over here. This connection goes in there. This connection goes there. Push that down. We're all set. So these don't seem like them right now. So the ones that go in here are the fine thread screws. Don't want to mess that one up. There we go. Alright, so we've got this panel, and it fits on here. We've got a hook right there, and then we've got a hole in here, and this goes behind the seatbelt. Wasn't easy getting out. Well, it's not going to be the easiest putting it back in. But that's okay, we can do it. Push it in there. Actually, it does not want to go there, don't it? Oh, it doesn't go behind the seat belt, it goes behind the seat frame, the metal part. This part goes behind the metal part of the seat frame. Don't try to get behind the seat belt, because that's not going to work. You got to get behind the seat frame. Come on. Don't break. Get behind. Don't be so scared. Easiest thing, eh? No. Oh, my finger's kind of pinched. It's kind of pinched. It's kind of pinched. There we go. Got it. Then this goes behind here where that rivet went, which obviously we're not doing that. Is this, nope. Gotta make sure that that tab goes in that hole. There we go. Everything sits nice. Now we have to do the back panel, this here, because that sits, it's held in with those screws there. So we got to put 2 screws in that. 1, 2, these 2 right here. Just dropping stuff everywhere. Zipper goes in. Correct. Where does it go? No, zipper goes in. Just gotta figure out which side it goes on. It goes this way. Yeah. So we've got, are those fine thread? Yeah, so the bottom ones look like they're the fine thread screws. I want to be mindful of that. There we go. Gotta find the other fine thread. But while I'm here, I might as well take this one, find that hole. It's right there. There we go. Where's that other fine thread screw? There you are. I'm gonna go right here. We're gonna do the bottom one down here. There we go. Alright, and then we've got this bad boy, which it only goes in one way, because it is actually keyed. There we go. Keyed up, because I don't like lumbar support. There we go. And then we gotta do these screws, which are short screws. Because it'd be bad if you punctured that airbag. So there we go. That side is done. We'll flip it over to the other side now. Alright. Alright, so my panel's broken a bit. Yours might be in better shape. Let's move the view over a little bit. Get it up there. There we go. And remember, we got some push tabs, some Christmas trees holding on here. We want to make sure that those go back. There. We got this one. And we got this one that went. Let's actually disconnect this one again. Huh. I don't have something right. Or do I? I do. That's correct. You want this to come out. And again, this has to go under the frame of the seat, this metal down in there. So there it is. Now we can see all the screws. Most of them. Let's go ahead and get the back one on first, because that one's easy. Gotta get that trim up in there. Oh, gotta make sure that that electrical connection is done. Go to use the seat and it doesn't work. That would suck. 1 minute. Hold on. There we go. He was stuck up on. Seat is. Oh, it's stuck on. And yes, this is the only second time I've ever done this to a seat. So if I suck at it, that's why. Alright, so we've got some screws. We got this one right here. There we go. We're going to put this one back because I will buy that panel at the junkyard. But we're good to go. So we have our seat control. We want to plug that bad boy back in. Oh, there's all this tape everywhere. There we go, seat controls are in. Yeah, we're definitely going to purchase a new one of these panels. I'm not too sure like the best way to even get this in, honestly. Got there. Like this one doesn't want to go in because it's so close to the, there we go. That looks good. Maybe we won't have to go buy a new one. But that's how you assemble the seat. Now I'm gonna speed through of the putting it back in with the bolts and all that stuff. I'm going to go crazy showing you guys every single step. Important thing, you definitely want to make sure that your seatbelt is definitely put back in. But yeah, let's speed through that. Alright guys, so that's how you replace the leather and install a front seat. It's going to be almost the same for driver and passenger on a 2005 to 2010 Jeep Grand Cherokee. So what I did though is the best way to go is to get a passenger seat bottom for the driver's side, and hopefully you can find a good driver side back. But that's just what I did. See, it's not that hard. The junkyard, go crazy, get those leather seats off, or whatever, cushions don't be too concerned. At least I wasn't about it. But if you guys like this video, give it a thumbs up. If you didn't, give it a thumbs down. Questions, comments, subscribe, ring that bell. Clean your tools off, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye.